You're dealing with the transformation of subjects and objects according to your perception. And this is what we knew. We knew that this, like, you know, okay, is a spoon. This is only called a spoon because I was trained in school to think it was a spoon. I was told in school, this is a S-P-O-O-N, spoon. Say it, class, spoon. You use it like this, spoon. We walk around with that colonial education. This is a spoon. But if we step outside of that education, we'll see that this is just matter. What we are calling things is not what things are. This is not a spoon. This is what we are calling this thing. Whatever this is, spoon is not what it is. That's not the truth of this. Margie up the block said it was a spoon. David up the block said it was a Gigi. And when David up the block said Gigi, he used it as a Gigi. He used it as the same thing. This is the same thing. But what you call it, what your perception is looking at it, is how it's going to respond to you. If you can change whatever is coming to you, you know, some evil is coming to you, change it to good. That's God. That ability only rests with the gods. That's it. And we proved it through slavery. And even though slavery is a horrible crime against our humanity, it proves our divinity. We still here. I'm still talking to my brothers right now with the same conviction my father had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago. They did not defeat us. They only captured us. They didn't conquer us. People don't realize this, but what they are calling reality is based on their vocabulary. So if you have a broader vocabulary, you'll have a broader reality. You can see more things. Now, this may be hard to believe, but believe it or not, there are things going on in your environment right now that you don't have a word for, so you just don't see them. You overlook them. In fact, the whole room is perceived by you according to your vocabulary. The brain cannot see without words. And this is true. But it is true only of the colonial society. It is not true of reality itself. The brain can see more than just words, but we have been reduced to seeing our reality through words, symbols, numbers, shapes, and so on. This is why it's important when you're discussing reality that you also take a look at the culture by which you're looking at your reality through. The culture is defined by the language, and it's the language that you speak that is also defining the reality in which you're seeing and experiencing. Well, most people learn their literal education in grade school. You have a grade school education, and you learn words, terms, meanings, really how to function within society based on your grade school education. But then you get a cultural education that is happening to you through your family, through other institutions like maybe religious institutions, and so on, friends, family, and other social interactions which become your cultural knowledge. So now you have two different brands of thinking, two different ways in which you're approaching your existence, your history in that sense. One is the literal knowledge that you learn in school. The other is the cultural knowledge you grow up with every day. An example of this is, say, the word incredible, for instance. Most people, intellectuals to the layman on the street, use the word incredible. When something good happens, when something memorable happens, you say, man, that was incredible. But literally, when you look at the word incredible, incredible means not credible. In fact, the word incredible points to a fraudulent situation, somebody who's a fraud, a lie, something not credible. But all through society, through English society, both in Britain and in the United States, Memorable and great events are called incredible, and everyone understands what that means. That's the cultural language superseding your literal knowledge, so to speak. So when you're able to step back and look at these two things, you begin to break apart that colonial indoctrination that got us looking at ourselves according to their interpretation. Hip to your hop when you are aware of why you are getting up. This is the beginning of success. Because the only reason people are not successful is because they can't control themselves. It's the only reason. If you could control yourself, you would control yourself right to your success. If you could just go where you wanted to go and be who you wanted to be, you would go to your success and you would be success. Nothing would stop you. The problem is, we're not hip to our hop. We really don't know why we're doing what we're doing. We wake up every day and it's a habit. Oh, I gotta do this. Why? Because I gotta do it. Why? Because I gotta do it. Why? Because I gotta do it. We don't know why we're moving. And then to go further, when you walk into your environment, we really don't understand how the environment moves us. We walk into environments, and if one thing is hot over here, we run over here. If it's cold over here, we run back to the heat. Oh, no, it's too hot, we run. A car screeches, ears go. Something to look at. So all senses going in 5 different directions. How can you be successful? If you could just control your eyes, you would be successful. What does that mean? It means that we can't even control our own eyes. This is what advertising is all about. Something desirable, money, sensual, billboards, they get you every time. You gotta look at it. When you leave here today, train your eyes to only see your success. Just as an exercise. Train your eyes to only see your success. Let's go deeper with this. Hip means to know, hop is movement. When you're hip to your hop, you know why you move. All it means is you are aware of yourself. That's hip hop. Why is the balance between the soul and the mind important? Or should I say the emotions and the mind? Why is that important? Because when you're seeking to create reality, or you're studying reality, ontology, when you're seeking to create reality, your character is very important. In fact, what you're going to create, when you say, I'm creating reality, or I'm going to manipulate reality, I'm practicing how to manipulate and flow even with reality itself. When you say that, it is your character that is going to manifest the reality. It's not your prayers, it's not meditation, it's not visualization. These things are the techniques that help to usher things along. But what you're actually going to get is your character. What you're actually going to receive in your meditation, receive in your visualization, what you're actually going to receive in prayer is you. You're going to receive your character through whatever it is you desire or need or whatever. So get this. Without the proper character, you create realities that you don't really want. You may say, well, I prayed for this and I prayed for that, or I visualized this, or I meditated on that, but this came. Well, that's because that's your true character. This is your true nature. Now, what you want to do is work on your true nature, work on your true character. This is where we get to being. This is where we get to what is the essence of you? What is the essence of your existence? What we're talking about is higher levels of consciousness. If I have one thing to say to each and every one of you, it's that some of you are on a spiritual path. You're seeking yourself. Here's the lesson for today. You are thinking that you're distant from yourself, distant from your enlightenment, that you must search it out. No. What you gotta understand is the minute you say, man, I think I want to live a spiritual life. Man, I think I want to find myself. I think I want to figure this out. I don't want to be trapped by the fucking system. I want to try to figure. The minute you say that shit, the universe has responded. Now here's the point to the universe. It takes years for the universe's knowledge to get to you. We see this with the sun in the sky every day. The sun, 93 million miles away from us. We still feel the heat of that shit. 93 million miles away. But guess what? The sun is always 8 minutes ahead of the earth. Get what I'm saying? 8 minutes ahead. So that means that if the sun blew up and disappeared from the universe, we wouldn't know that shit for 8 minutes. You still be looking at the sun. That shit been gone. You still looking at it because the light has not hit us yet. It takes about 8 minutes for the sun's light to actually hit us. So you gotta look at the universe. When you talk to the universe, talk to the universe. But the universe has a way of responding. It's not gonna hit you right there when you talking. It's gonna take time for the universe to hit you, for the light to come to you. What you gotta do is stay consistent with your word. This is called integrity. Be consistent with your word. And eventually, the universe's light, it comes to you. Now get this, some stars are even further than the sun. They're like 2 years out. So remember this. When you talk to the universe, know the universe. Know how it works. Know how it responds. Because many of us are talking to the universe, but we're using television and radio and these images to thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be in a Buddhist position in order to be enlightened. I gotta crack a Bible in order to be enlightened. I gotta go and pray and this and nope, sorry. The minute you decree the word, the universe is already responding. It's instant like that. But the light of that has to hit you in time. You are already enlightened right now. And let me show you the living proof of it. You're here right now. This is the proof. This is the proof right here. A flyer went out and it said, knowledge reigns supreme. It's going to be talking right here. Gonna be spitting the raw right here. Everybody heard that shit, but only a few are here now. Listen. Your enlightenment is about the choices you make. Now other people heard it, they saw the flyer, they said, damn man, I wish I could go. Oh man, I want to see KRF. Oh man, I want to get in there. But they didn't come. They didn't sweat it out. They didn't go. They didn't make reservations, so they didn't get a babysitter. They didn't park the car. They didn't get themselves. They didn't get here. This is how and why you are enlightened. You cannot be standing in front of an enlightened being and not be enlightened yourself. The universe is only talking to itself. We don't exist. We're the skin and all this hand and all this shit. These are illusions. What really matters are the choices you make, the intentions you have, and the integrity you keep. Music! About the metaphysical, through the lyrical and the spiritual. You keep this up, keep it coming back. You might have to cut between the boom back. Oh, you already doing that. So the knowledge and wisdom, I'm pursuing that. Yo, keep it down low. I want them to hear something in the middle of the show. No rehearsal. This is freestyle shit. No rehearsal. What I'm trying to say right now is I'm going to reverse you from the ignorance, not what you used to. See, this is not the way to go. If you want to build a nation, turn off the radio. Because they bumping their head with shit. But that's why you come here to hear the shit. It is the shit. Keep it down low. I want them to hear a real MC and high flow. Follow life's outcome willingly. That's flow. Follow life's outcome willingly. This is the beginning. They ain't killing me. I've been down since 1983. Just like that. Okay, let me get this shit over right now. Metaphysical rap. Right now you looking at me. This is the visible me that you can see. This is the physical me that you can see. But there's another me that you still can't see. You see, this is not the loser me. There's another me, and that's the future me. At about 3 a.m., I'm sitting in my hotel on my bed again. I'm sitting on my bed and I'm thinking back. I'm thinking back to right now as I rap. That means the 3 o'clock me is watching me right now, MC. Wait, I'm not done. See, there's more to shit than KRS-One. See, that says knowledge reigns supreme. I only got about 45 minutes. Let me tell you what it means. Listen, there's two of me. One is the visible, the other you can't see. But you're about to see because your mind is free. For you, there is no time. There is no time, no space. That's Einstein, relativity. Read the page. You gotta understand what I'm saying. At 3 a.m. I'm in my bed and I'm not playing. I'm in my bed and I'm in meditation. And I'm visualizing back on this situation. The 3 o'clock me is standing with me right now. And it's telling me the lyrics and how I should move how. See, you can overstand the mind. When you know the mind, then you know there is no time. You can understand exactly what I mean. Because I could be right here or I could be 15. In 1985, everybody else was running around trying to survive. But me, I knew I had a mind. I wasn't in 85, I was in 2009. See, if you can't see your future, you ain't gonna go there. That's how you become the loser. You gotta see your future. You are your only friend. This is what you gotta get used to. I'm giving you a different angle, not a symbol or a triangle. You are your guardian angel. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is hip-hop culture that I'm telling you. See, to be hip is to be aware. Hop is this, like you springing in the air. So when you put awareness to the hop, it means intelligence rising up to the top. See, this is what hip-hop is. This is why we gotta teach it to all our kids. Because when you hip to your hop, you know why you move. Knowledge of self, we just prove. Turn it up! The 40-year-old you is depending on you to do the things that you're supposed to do. The 60-year-old you is depending on you to do right now what you're supposed to do. So be a friend to your future self.
And I say this piece, I guess you go back and look at it, but I say this piece because most people start hip-hop with music. And hip-hop is not really music. Hip-hop is the attitude that gives you the music. So as long as we have the attitude, which was an attitude against oppression, against colonialism, imperialism, capitalism, against all of that, that was the original spirit of hip-hop. From its earth, like make what you need on your own. You don't have to go to the store. You have a mind. Make your table, make your chair, make your clothes, make your books. Have an existence unto yourself. The real meaning of self-determination. Today you have soulless people walking around. And that's a hard thing to say. Everybody want to think they have a soul. Until you say express it. Then they're reaching and first searching and find. What does it mean to have a soul? It means that you empathize with the next being. you can feel outside of yourself. Your soul is out here, so you could feel plants, you could feel the next man's pain, you could feel a woman's aspirations for herself, you could feel a young kid's, whatever, you could feel it. Nobody has to tell you or talk to you. You could feel it. We used to be a community of people who communicated like this. Not a lot of words. What today we say psychic. It's not psychic. It's the soul united. So I'm your brother. I'm your sister. You don't have to talk for me to know that you're hungry. You don't have to talk for me to know that you're tired. Talk for me to know. But now we enter this colonial society, and by the way, we entered here by choice too.
I am hip to my hop. I know why I move. I'm going to train my eyes to only see my success. I'm only going to look for my success. I'm not going to allow my eyes to be distracted with things that have nothing to do with my success. I'm not going to let my ears hear things that have nothing to do with my success. When other stuff start coming to my ears that ain't got nothing to do with my success, I'm shutting it off and I'm walking in a different, I'm turning the music up. I'm looking again to hear my success. When I speak, I'm only speaking of my success. I'm not speaking doubt. I'm not speaking fear. I'm not speaking guilt. I'm not speaking that. I'm speaking my success when I speak.
You'll notice the things that are natural to you are things that the more you use them, the better they get. And the mind is the same way. The mind with words is the same way. The more words you use, the more your mind gets used to seeing those words and then starts seeing it in your everyday reality. It's like if you don't use your soul, if you don't project your mind, if you don't seek your purpose, then it's sort of like, use it or lose it kind of thing. Spirituality is the same way. Either you use your spiritual abilities, use your mental abilities, your soul light, use that, or it begins to dissipate and go away. This is something we don't want. We want vibrancy. We want a vibrant soul. But to do that, you have to have the courage to live in the soul's environment. What is the soul's environment? Well, the soul's environment is really, you gotta understand, the soul is not in you. You are in the soul. Your brain is here in your head, but your mind is in your environment. Divine mind is creating your brain.
Let me end on this. What I want you to understand today is that the culture that we call hip hop is an environment. It is a mental environment. Hip hop does not come into the material world. It never exists here. There's no hip hop in the material world. It's not here. The only time hip hop becomes material is when we become it. You can't go to hip hop. You can't eat hip hop, drink hip hop. You can't wear hip hop. Hip hop does not exist in the material world. Hip hop exists in hip-hopia. It exists in its own place. It's not here. Hip hop is nowhere here, yet we all know it.